Hello and welcome to ANB Bronze 8 Part 6. I think I'm losing track of days. I just want to start off today's session. I've mentioned a few times that I'm not going to do any more experience farming once this booster's run out. That's going to leave me with still 6.5 hours on the clock. You might be thinking, well, why on earth am I not going to try and get even more experience for the event? It's not because I'm not having fun. The main reason is just cold logic. This character has 3,278% extra experience gain, even factoring in an additional 15% from the event bonus. That leaves me far short of the dedicated experience farmer that I've got on my main account, who is almost 4,000% experience gain. And another reason is that this ANB character realistically runs trial 90 in an efficient manner. But that's still slightly slower than my main character, who does that at 100. So the main character is running a higher trial, which therefore gives more experience than at 90. Plus the main character has a better extra experience. So I don't need to waste gems pushing for even more experience farming on ANB. I'm in a very small minority, I think, of people that would actually benefit from experience farming on their main rather than in an ANB event. Still going to hit close to 1,800 champion levels. So I would rather use some of this clock time going after books of learning. I might still do a bit of gold farming before the end of the event. It's been mentioned in the comments on the last video that Darkhold Citadel drops a lot of books of learning, so I think I'm going to go and take a look at that at some stage during this event, just to see if that's another good strategy to use, something that I've not used in this one because we're doing a bit of an experiment. Another good idea that's come out of the comments on the last video that I did was to add timestamps to videos, so I'm going to try and do that going forward, starting with this one. So any relevant sections, hopefully I've included a timestamp down in the description below, so feel free to go down there. If there's only a part of the video that you're interested in, hopefully there's a quick link to it where you just click on the time and it should skip you straight to that part of the video. What I'll be doing today, to start with, we have 56 minutes 24 seconds left to experience farm, so that is number one priority. And then I need to be looking at my abilities and how they're upgrading. I did push some more along just for a bit more synergy. I've been upgraded Frost Nova to 7. I'm going to take Frost Nova and Celerity to 8 at some stage, time permitting. The only reason for that, I've got Endurance and Power Infusion currently upgrading to 9, and as soon as they're at 9 they're going up to 10. Once those are at 10, the only skills not at 10 for the push will be Immolate and Frost Nova, and I'd like them both to be upgrading at the same time at the same level. So if I take Frost Nova from 7 to 8 with some other skill, it'll either be Celerity or Fleet Footed. Once they're both at 8, I can then start upgrading Immolate and Frost Nova towards 10. I don't think there's going to be a need to push Death from Above to 10, because I think we're going to finish our farming long before that reaches that stage. And finally, during the day, I did craft some enchants. I think I finished the enchants for the gear. I'll just run through it all. I know we saw some of this yesterday. So the helm has got osmosis on it. Chest, I've gone with vitality. Shoulders, I've not yet enchanted them, but I've crafted a power enchantment. The only reason for that is once I've run 10 or 20 Troll 90s, I'm gonna have a go at trying to get recraft the shoulders. It'll be exactly the same stats, but see if I get something with a socket in. Next few crafts should be 72. There's a 74 that's due as well. If I get 72, 73 or 72 or a 73 with a socket, or the 74 without a socket, that'll be just fine. So I haven't applied the enchant to the shoulders just yet because I'm probably replacing those. Pants, I have added movement speed buff enchant. The boots also have movement speed. The gloves, I've added armor. The mantle has power. None of these can be enchanted, and staff, as we saw yesterday, has Slayer on it. Glacius Tempestus has Obfuscation, and then, as we've seen before, rings, both of them have power added, and the necklace I added vitality. So beyond having a couple of crafts just to see if I can improve on this with a socket, push gear is fully done. That might leave me in a position that I can then put some enchants on some of this EXP gear, because that's probably only going to take me 20 minutes tops to do the recrafting, and I'll have plenty of materials left over. I think at the moment this is how we're looking. So there's things that I can still upgrade if need be. Got almost 4 million gold as well, so that's going to go up and up and up as well. So possibly something on the helm. Some people like the Slayer enchant up there. I like putting fire damage up. Slayer for the helm does 100% more damage to elites. I think they go down quick enough anyway when I stick the death from above on them. So I prefer going with the fire damage and just improving shatters a bit more. So that's the reason I do fire there. Putting Slayer on a 73 might be a bit mad. So I'm undecided. Maybe I'll put some power on some of these things that can have power added that aren't too resource intensive, and leave it at that. So that's that. So all I'm going to be doing for the next hour is farming Troll 90 over and over and over. I've got the radio just about to be switched on, so I can turn the microphone off and the video off, and we shall catch up again shortly. And just a brief update after running Troll 90 20 times, so down to 33 minutes left on the EXP farm. I'm up to champion level 1756, so the first 10 Troll 90s were an average of 3.9 champion levels per troll. That's down to 3.5. But what that tells me is that I should be hitting over 1800 by the end of the EXP farm. Even if all of these 33 minutes were as low as 2, and they're not going to be, that would be 60 champion levels, which will take me over the 1800. So that's actually higher than I thought I was going to achieve. So that's nice. Those 20 runs as well netted me 35 hours of, or about 37 hours of books of learning. So that has allowed me to finish upgrading endurance and power infusion up to level 9. They're now on their way to 10. After the first set, I said there was a 74 due. I got very lucky in rolling. There was a 72, then a 74 with a socket rolled, and I got a load of perfect values as well, which was incredible. So I have applied the power enchant that was sitting here waiting to go. So the push gear is complete. When I get the Celestial Transform from Trial 110, that will go on the Frostfire Sash, since it's the highest level item, so it'll give me the largest vitality bonus out of all of those items. On the event hero, I have added as many enchants as I plan in doing. I don't think I'm going to get any extra value for half an hour now on doing any more enchants. On the helm, I have put in fire damage. On the shoulders, I've added power. On the chest, I added vitality. And because I added vitality to that, I did have a brilliant emerald on the staff, so I removed that and dropped in a brilliant ruby instead. So by putting vitality on the chest as a defensive stat, I've been able to increase offense elsewhere. On the cape, I've added power, and on the gloves, I've added armor. I don't see any point in me adding enchants to boots and pants now, not for half an hour of EXP farming, especially since I have the coffee running here, which is merely adding 10, so those won't make any difference whatsoever. So what I'm going to do is drop back off, and probably when there's 2 or 3 to go, we'll come back in and I'll record those, so we've got some gameplay to see as well during this. So I shall see you again soon. And you join me for the final run of Troll 90 for the end of the experience stroke gold farming. So we should do this one, see where we are, and then I shall decide whether I want to have a go at Troll anything a bit higher. Something feels even worse with this mouse than it was before. Crumbs. This is hopeless again. If it's going to control like this, I don't want to do anything higher. That was slow. Slow for what I've been doing, averaging around just under a minute really. So some major mouse control problems during that run. So the situation, 1840 champion levels. It throws a level 76 carnival cape at me as well. Of course it does. Something feels very wrong with the mouse as I'm moving it around. It doesn't feel like it's moving as far as it normally does. I don't know what's happened there. But you're not bothered about that. I need to fix that offline. So got 56 hours of books out of those final 30 runs. that I've just managed with the end of the boosters. So that's going to knock these way down. So tomorrow I know that Endurance and Power Infusion ready for push are going to be at level 10. So after that, Frost, Nova and Celerity or Fleet Footed to 8, and then Immolate and Frost Nova to 10 is the target. So the way I'll do that is trial 120 I'm going to take a look at in push gear and see how that goes. That should be a guaranteed 3-hour book. The problem is I'm going to absolutely hate running it because it's always a cave. Materials wise I don't need to craft anything anymore, so these are just going to build up. So we're actually leaving with quite a nice, well, for reduced drops, nice amount of materials. We've got plenty of brilliant gemstones to socket in the push gear, which I might as well put on. Let's remove all this gear for now, and then we can work out what I'm going to socket with. If I need to come back here to grab a couple of brilliants, but I don't think I will. Switch them around there, stick the weapons over there. Let's at least see what our stats look like. I've got a few things socketed already just from the earlier run of Troll 100, just to grab those boosters. So without adding extra power, which is probably what's, yeah, power for now, that's enough toughness. I can switch that up at a later stage with armor and vitality. 5.8 hits per second. Okay, so 5.75 is what that's going to be. That'll be nice. Plenty of damage up here. I didn't see what the base was. 604. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So that's going to be decent damage. Our frost damage at 72%. That's nice. Lots of health this time, with all the vitality in the build. Armor, I should probably push that up to 80, but that's not needed for quite a while. Life on hit is huge. Anything over 4,000 is too much, but I said I was deliberately doing that. Ability rating coming out at 2,512. I think 2,400 is probably enough. Movement speed could be a little bit faster, but that's fine. Extra gold and extra experience. Well, that's from those boosters that are just about to run out. 555 with a couple of seconds to go. So I think what I can do for now is all the empty slots is stick in power. Which is going to take us up to 651. Yeah, that's looking really good. So 130 easily doable with all that. What else have we got to look at? Gold, 6.8 million without doing a gold farm. Our gems are, we started with 25,645, so we're 245 gems above where we actually started the event. So it's been a negative spend overall on this so far. I've not reached the halfway stage, even though we are desperately running out of days, but that's not a problem because tomorrow will be trial 120 farming just for books of learning, I think. Possibly higher, because I hate caves. It'll all depend on how the controls are going. I need to have a tweak of the mouse controls as well, because that doesn't feel like it's moving far enough, and I don't know if I've hit a button somewhere and changed the DPI, which isn't beyond the realms of possibility. Although if I click that, it makes no difference, so who knows what's going on there. I was thinking of running Troll 100 or 110 and testing out Frostbeam. Did I just put Frostbeam in? Yes. But the way that it's controlling and playing at the moment, I don't feel up to doing that today. So I'll make an early start tomorrow. We'll go get 110 for the Celestial Transform, and then go farm something higher for greater books of learning. So any questions or comments, put them down below, and thank you for watching.